Hey guys, it's Monkey Play Today here, and Law by Mike just made a new video. It's about the drama. If you don't know which drama, it is the Skibidi Toilet drama versus the fans and Invis, the company that made it. So, Boom currently doesn't have control over his channel, as you guys clearly know, because I made 4 reaction videos on the other drama. And, well, the other drama video, and this one's gonna get us back up to date and tell us everything this time, but pretty much also, Invisible Narratives kicked Boom out, so Boom logged onto his older account. It is called Door Closer, and he is making this video series called Alita, I can't pronounce it. But yeah, so there is currently drama going on between the fans and Invisible Narratives. Today we're reacting to Law by Mike. Here it is. So, it's called the Skibidi Toilet Drama Just Got Scary. So as this loads, full. It don't got no audio.
Pace. No stress.
Yeah, it got this audio back. Okay, so I'm gonna try and talk into. I don't know how I can pronounce my normal voice versus what you guys hear, but oh well. Like my Batman mug.
I'm investigating one of the largest creator lawsuits in years. The creator of one of the biggest YouTube franchises, Skibidi Toilet, is supposedly being robbed in silence. Another company claimed it owned the whole thing, got real episodes removed from YouTube, and sent an email with a threat: negotiate by tomorrow or the whole channel will be deleted. Now a settlement has been announced, but it still leaves multiple questions unanswered. So I'm interviewing someone who says they have evidence, going through the court filings myself, and by the end, I'll make the creator of Skibidi Toilet a personal offer. It starts with the amount of money Skibidi Toilet is worth. Across YouTube, Skibidi Toilet videos got roughly 65 billion views in 1 year alone. At conservative
I can't say, so I'm not sure this is true, but I'm pretty sure it's true. But from what I do know, yeah, Boom is pretty much getting silenced due to his contract, but he's not getting silenced, is what Invis is saying. Invis said, you can only talk to trusted creators, so people he personally knows. I'm gonna pull up my hood because my hair is looking scary. And I look better in this, but what they're saying is that, yeah, Boom's allowed to talk. He's just not allowed to talk publicly. Which, yes, I mean, technically he is being silenced. How is he supposed to talk to his fans? And from what I also do know, apparently they said they're gonna no longer make any more Skibidi Toilet videos on his channel. And we haven't seen them upload in forever now. Which I also heard they actually started working on it, which I know that's a lot of bull, because, well, from what they said, they're not making any.
ad rates, that kind of traffic can mean hundreds of thousands of dollars a month from YouTube. Then there's the brand side, toys and major retailers, an official Fortnite skin, and a movie reportedly linked to Michael Bay. The exact value of the franchise is hard to know, but it's...
When's that movie coming out? I know they're working on the movie, but I haven't heard anything about the movie in forever now. But this is probably because they're dealing with the drama. But I'm also pretty sure they're editing the movie. Like, They're still working
It's
on it.
likely worth millions. And all of that started with one creator, Alexei Gerasimov. A few years ago, Alexei signed a copyright assignment contract with Invisible Narratives, a U.S. entertainment company. That contract transferred the main copyright and trademark rights for Skibidi Toilet to Invisible Narratives. Invisible Narratives also reportedly got the exclusive right to run the Defuk Boom channel and a portion of the advertising revenue. Then, in late 2024, a company called Next Level Apps registered in a free trade zone in Dubai and filed a trademark application for the name Skibidi Toilet.
Wait, I think I heard about this. So, Next Level Apps, apparently they have this thing that could edit dates and stuff like that. So, let's say you make something, like, super big, pretty much. I'm not saying it has to be like a Skibidi Toilet. It could be about like the backrooms or something. Next Level Apps can pretty much announce that, hey, we made this first, because they have this stupid system on their system on their company, which can make their like things that they did go back a bit, like pretty much back in time, which isn't true. Because it will pop up nowadays, even though it was never even announced back in time. So they can edit the date of whatever was from whatever they made. It's not true. So whatever Next Level App says isn't true.
But they didn't just file once. They filed dozens of product categories, registered SkibidiToilet.com, and pushed knockoff Skibidi games onto app stores. That trademark filing gave them something dangerous, a piece of paperwork they could use to say Skibidi Toilet is theirs. Next Level says one of its co-founders hosted a game idea on a Ukraine.
Love Roblox? Earn Roblox digital gift cards with Microsoft Rewards. Sign up for Microsoft Rewards and earn points for your everyday activities when you search on Bing, play on Xbox, and use other Microsoft products.
Yeah, no, it goes about Roblox.
Ukrainian forum back in 2020. The ideas were toilets with human heads fighting camera-headed humanoids. They also showed a bunch of different visual evidence. So Next Level's argument is we didn't steal Skibidi Toilet. Boom and Invisible copied us. But as a lawyer, this is where I separate an idea from ownership. Copyright doesn't protect a general idea like toilets fighting camera people. It protects the actual expression, the art, characters, videos, and story that were created. And Next Level's early materials appear different from what Alexei actually made. So this ownership argument seems weak. Later we'll discuss how Alexei has been silenced and how most fans believe something sinister may be going on. But next is the scary part. Next Level submitted this form claiming it owns Skibidi Toilet. It's a DMCA takedown notice. It's a legal tool used to tell a platform, this video stole my work. So if someone re-uploaded the entire B movie to YouTube, the creator of the movie could say, hey, that's not yours, that's ours. Please take it down. And then YouTube would then have the creator take it down. At the bottom, it says something like, I declare under penalty of perjury that I am the copyright owner. That means you're legally swearing it's true, but the system doesn't check whether it's true before the video comes down. YouTube has a strong legal incentive to remove the content once the form arrives. Under the DM...
Okay guys, I'm back, sorry. I have 3 dogs. But technically only 2 of them were mine, and they started barking at nothing. So let's continue.
DMCA, platforms get something called a safe harbor, meaning they usually won't be blamed for a user's copyright infringement if they remove videos quickly after a valid takedown notice. So if the form looks valid, YouTube usually removes it first and asks questions later. So the system runs on a dangerous assumption that the person filing the notice is telling the truth. So YouTube treated the claim like it was real and removed access to Skibidi Toilet Season 25, the all-episode video for that season. Once that worked, Next Level followed up with something even more aggressive. The day after the takedowns, this email arrived.
I'm gonna click. X. Yeah, we're not gonna watch that. Maybe during a live stream. I will start taking your guys' like. Okay, so if I start live streaming, if you guys like, I'm gonna be looking at the chat and the. What else? Donations, super donations, stuff like that. And whatever you guys tell me I should do, except play Minecraft, because that would be more like no commentary, because from what I'm feeling on, I'm not able to play Minecraft. Well, I'm able to play it on my phone, but what the thing I watch, like reactions and play Roblox and stuff like that, that can't play Minecraft. I don't like it either, because I want to play Minecraft, but I can't. Okay, but yeah, stuff like that. So get me to 50 subscribers. We're gonna have a super live stream to celebrate 50. Anyways, but another thing I do know about Invis is that they don't even know how to actually combine their own content together to make one big content, like one big video. And people noticed that with the full compilation. Even when they made Emergence, it looked all wonky and stuff like that. Maybe we will react to the era Invis took over. So that would be around 79 and Emergence. And yeah. We'll just do that. By the way, if you guys end up remixing any of my videos and doing whatever you guys want to do with my videos, I do not care. You can do whatever you want with my videos. Except make odd content and try to frame me for crimes and stuff. I will end up talking to YouTube about that. Big time. Let's continue.
The first line says, "We're the current owners of Skibidi Toilet. We would like to negotiate by tomorrow." So they gave them 1 day to respond. And the last line says there will be another takedown before channel deletion. These takedowns are devastating for a channel. A channel at the peak of its season looks like this. It's getting millions and millions of views. So when someone issues a DMCA takedown, those views can drop drastically. Invisible Narratives claims the company lost millions of viewers and significant ad revenue. What makes it even worse is while the real Skibidi was losing millions of views, Next Level started posting knockoff games and clips. And when Invisible Narratives allegedly tried to take down those knockoff uploads by filing their own copyright takedown forms, Next Level filed counter notices to protect the fakes. Yeah, it was extremely messy. A federal judge in Northern California looked at the whole case, then granted an emergency temporary restraining order, which is a court order meant to stop someone before more damage happens. Judges don't give emergency orders very often. Emergency relief means the court saw a serious risk of harm before the normal process could play out. That's a major early win for Invisible Narratives. But then the judge turned the emergency order into something stronger, a preliminary injunction. That basically means a longer lasting restraining order. Next Level violated it anyway. YouTube took down episode 77 because of an old takedown request that Next Level never pulled back. The episode stayed offline for 57 days. The court found Next Level in civil contempt.
You want to know something crazy? I actually didn't notice Skibidi Toilet 77, like the full episode was actually gone. I'm being dead serious. I didn't notice that at all. All I knew was nothing at the time. Wait, isn't it 78 the episode before the whole drama, well, before people actually noticed Invis was actually taking over. Because if it is, I'm letting you guys know, I thought 78 was actually good. Okay, here's the full story about why I think 78 was actually good. 78, yes, I actually did think it was good, and I liked kind of the plot of Emergence. Like, the plot itself was good. Everything else about it was not. Like, the editing, like, the looks of the characters, it didn't look realistic. It looked more cartoony. The whole giant astro things, that's odd. The gun itself wasn't odd during Emergence, but I didn't even think anything during Emergence was actually odd at all.
And they had to pay $160,000. So legally, Invisible Narratives was winning the early fights. But that brings up a stranger question. Where was the guy who actually made Skibidi Toilet? The federal law...
Eve to me is basically freedom. It's a giant open universe where you can do whatever
Okay, pretty much Boom hired Invis to handle all the crazy stuff that's going on, and he can still be working on the episodes. So what he was doing in his free time was actually working on 78 the entire time.
However you want to do it.
lawsuit is Invisible Narratives versus Next Level Apps. Alexi's name isn't on it. He's not a plaintiff. Legal standing means you have the right to bring the lawsuit yourself. And when you give someone else your copyright, you usually give them the right to protect it in court too. That means Alexi likely couldn't sue Next Level and couldn't file his own takedowns. He probably gave up those rights when he signed the contract. And this is where I have two opinions at once. Legally, I get why Invisible is the plaintiff. It owns the assigned rights. It's the cleanest party to sue. But personally, I also think fans are right to care about Alexi. Fans didn't subscribe to a copyright assignment. They subscribed to Alexi's style, his weird humor, and the world he built, one episode at a time. Then, the fight moved outside the courtroom. Leaked Discord messages started spreading where Alexi told fans he felt complete.
You know what the crazy thing is? I heard that Invis also leaked the text messages between them and the Fug Boom, or Alexi.
Completely isolated from the process. Other screenshots made fans question whether he was even being paid.
Alexei was not being paid, or at least have big problems with getting paid. I spoke with a former employee of Invisible Narratives. What he told me that Alexei had problems receiving money because he was Russian. When Alexei gave the skibidi rights to Invis in 2023, US sanctions against Russia made it very hard for him to get paid by American companies.
Fans also pointed to leaked messages where Alexi allegedly said he felt trapped, scammed, and lied to.
He sent messages to some YouTubers and saying that he was not being paid and was almost broke. He also said that he lost control of his YouTube monetization in 2024. So if that is true, then he basically lost his main income from the channel.
Recently, Invisible Narratives renamed his YouTube channel from Defuk Boom to just Skibidi, with no announcement from Alexi. Fans noticed extremely quickly. The hashtag #BringBoomBack started trending, with thousands of posts demanding Alexi get creative control back. Invisible Narratives responded publicly, saying Alexi remains an executive producer and continues to earn from the franchise. But we haven't seen his full contract, so we don't really know what he agreed to or what he's allowed to say. And I get why fans are reacting this way. This isn't just a name change. It looks like the creator who built Skibidi Toilet had been pushed behind the company, now controlling it.
Everything what Invisible Narratives released on the Fukum channel so far has been terrible. There is no even skibidi. It's just corporate stock.
This explains the emotion behind the backlash. To fans, the contract didn't just move rights. It changed who they felt was steering the channel. And legally, that makes sense. Alexei signed over the IP and exclusive rights to run the channel to Invisible Narratives. Invisible Narratives has also said parts of the agreement are confidential. So when fans say, let Boom speak, they're asking a fair question. Can the original creator explain what happened without getting hit with a breach of contract lawsuit? A journalist said he spoke with Alexei, but the full interview never came out because Alexei wanted to approve his quotes. According to the journalist, there were some very interesting restrictions in place.
He is not allowed to publicly speak on Invisible Narratives, Skibidi Toilet, or his contract.
That backs up what fans are worried about. His silence may not be a choice. It may be part of the contract. Invisible also says it didn't tell Alexei to stay quiet. It says it encouraged...
Right now, there's a narrative online that the channel... There's a narrative online that the channel was stolen from you. And I both know that's not true. You told it, we agreed to term, and everything was done above the board. Because you said, because you're staying quiet, your fans are feeling the vacuum and Invisible is getting attacked. Some of it has crossed infinite garbage. It's not okay, and it's not substantial. You and I are supposed to... One second. You and I are supposed to be in this together. I know you don't have to do anything, and I'm not trying to force you into some public stances, but there's a difference between not doing anything and letting a narrative spin so far. Hold on. A narrative spins so far as out of control that it damages everything ahead of us. If this keeps escalating, we risk flopping the entire roadmap for the franchise. Hold on. I don't need you to go public. I'm not asking for statements or dramas. What I do need is for you to reach out privately to Iron Cameraman, Ibio, and Zach Dorr and tell them clearly that you're fine, that you weren't robbed, and that there's no that they're wrong about what's happening. Not overly public, not crypto, just authentic. When you hedge, they fill in the blanks, and it feels more speculation. Not overly polite, not crypto. Oh wait, no. You stand to millions. If we execute the plan the way we laid it out, but that's only what happens in the universe. Stay stable. Letting people mythologize you are the mayorly while Invis takes the hit isn't fair, and not how partners treat each other. Your voice shuts this down instantly. My silence has protected you. I need your silence not to become a weapon against us.
Urged him to speak, at least to trusted creators. But one screenshot Invisible published shows Alexei saying he was staying inside boundaries that were safe for him legally and reputationally. But the question remains, what can Alexei actually say without violating his agreement? Do you think Alexei needs a lawyer?
Yeah, I think he definitely needs
If someone hated ads, here's what they would do. Day 1, they'd install the free ad block extension from Capital One Shopping. No cost, no hassle, just pure browsing freedom. Day 2, they'd enjoy streaming on their favorite sites, like YouTube, with 0 interruptions. They wouldn't have to deal with those annoying mid-video ads anymore. Day 3, they realize their ad block extension doesn't block rewards from their Capital One shopping savings tool, so they can still save money with automatic coupons and free rewards. Day 4, they tell it.
There needs a lawyer.
Fans deserve a clear answer, and Alexei deserves a chance to speak for himself. So Alexei, if you're watching this, you may have signed something that prevents you from publicly discussing aspects of your contract. But I got good news for you. No one can keep you from talking to a lawyer. Reach out to me. We can see if there's a legal way to help. But this is where the story starts to feel backwards. While Invisible Narratives was fighting copyright strikes in court, it also started allegedly threatening using copyright strikes on fans.
For example, Twitter Flaudin, a big animation channel, receives strikes from Invisible Narratives just...
I think that is why Dom Studios quit making that type of content, skibidi toilet content. They didn't want to just end the series off at 49. They ended the series because of the copyright strikes. They didn't get copyrighted striked, but they know that if they kept going, they were. That's why. I do hope they end up making 50. I kind of want to see 50. After they make 50, that's when I want them to actually quit. Because I want to know how the end of the series ends.
Just because he did not respond to message about working with them.
Creators who had spent months making skibidi fan games, animations, and remix videos supposedly started getting copyright strikes or emails from Invisible Narratives.
Another YouTuber, one more animator, also received strikes, but they don't even reach out to him. After he got strikes, he contacted them and asked to remove the strikes, and that's when company say that he needs to sign the contract.
One DMCA notice went after skibidi toilet characters inside Gary's mod, the same world Alexei used to make skibidi toilet in the first place. Alexei said he didn't send it. Reports said the notice came from Invisible Narratives.
Isn't that exactly what Next Level did to them?
Kind of. Invisible takedowns are different because Alexei gave them rights to skibidi toilet. So legally, they're in a stronger position than Next Level. But that doesn't mean every fan use is automatically illegal. Fair use can still matter. And copyright enforcement should be careful. They should go after fake official apps, commercial knockoffs, and people who are confusing fans. Not the fans who helped make the franchise valuable, because you can end up turning them against you.
After we started the Let Move Speak movement in April, Invisible Narratives and their consultant David started sending strikes to skibidi fan channels. In total, they sent 27 strikes to fan channels. As far as I know, they were not striking random skibidi channels. They were mostly striking people who spoke against them.
The strangest example I was given wasn't even about a skibidi episode. It was about a screenshot used for commentary.
There was also a very strange situation with David. He struck some of my videos because his Discord profile picture appeared in screenshot that I showed. His public Discord profile picture, and he claimed copyright ownership of it. In my opinion, showing someone profile picture inside screenshots of commentary is not the same thing as stealing someone's artwork or content. It was part of the context I was talking about.
If true, I agree with that. That's where fair use matters. A screenshot used to explain a controversy is very different from stealing someone else's content. Just because you have the legal right to do something doesn't mean...
Just wait till Invis copyright strikes this entire video. Boom is so going to get in trouble with Invisible Narratives. They're gonna find out about this video. It's gonna get copyrighted strike taken down, all because of him talking about some stupid drama over a series about a head popping out of a toilet and going like, I'm personally a fan, yeah, but like, it's a little bit overboard, don't you think? Like, you're gonna copyright someone that knows the law. Like, literally the law. And then Boom's gonna end up going, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna team up with this. I'm gonna hire this guy. He knows the law a lot, and he makes videos about the law. He made a video about my drama, about my series. I'm gonna team up with him so he can help me take back my series from a company that just decides to take it.
Doesn't mean it's the smartest move. A lot of game companies learned this years ago. Some even let creators make videos about their games because they know fan content can help the brand grow. But imagine being the kid who spent 6 months making a Skibidi fan video only to get a copyright strike or email from the company. To a fan, that can feel like betrayal. To be fair, Invisible says that the licensing deals were to form an alliance that was supposed to give some creators a licensed way to build and monetize inside Skibidi. And they produced a text message allegedly showing Alexei approved of some takedowns, at least back in 2024. And that's what makes this whole case so strange. On paper, it's Invisible Narratives versus Next Level. Two companies accusing each other of taking control of a franchise through lawsuits and takedown threats. But underneath all of that is Alexei, the creator who made Skibidi Toilet before it became big enough to move from YouTube into a much larger entertainment business. Fans didn't fall in love with these corporations. They followed one person's bizarre internet world until it became valuable enough for everyone else to fight over. And now the fans are caught in the middle. Copyright law is supposed to protect creators. It's not supposed to punish the communities that helped support them. So my hope is that this video brings attention to what's happening, pushes everyone involved to stop abusing takedown notices, and reminds Invisible Narratives what fans are actually asking for. They don't want a brand statement. They want to hear from Alexei.
Alright, so that's the drama. I'm gonna say this. Invis, you really messed up. You really messed with hundreds, and I mean hundreds of fans. All because you wanted to take over a whole series. Like, seriously? You call yourself an entertainment company. Well, I know one that's better. It's called A24. They teamed up with this person to make a Backrooms movie called Kane Pixels. He actually had creative control over that. They're making a second one. Yeah, you decide to take the whole company for yourself, make the movie, close Boom out of it completely, and then just kick him out of the whole channel itself. That's not called creative control. That's called being an a-hole. I do hope Boom ends up getting a lawyer. And I hope it is this guy. This guy knows what he's talking about. Alright. What else? Let's watch this.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it. Just by
And what I'm
thinking
gonna
about
tell you guys is I don't think we're gonna have enough time to end up playing
complete AI
Roblox.
creation platform.
Unless this video is gonna become an
Describe what
hour
you
long.
want and watch it take shape.
Do you guys want more?
Yum, who doesn't like french fries? And a pound of straw.
Do you guys
These
want
are the
longer
craziest
videos or
last
shorter?
meals ever eaten by death row inmates. From a luxury feast to a dessert that almost stopped an execution. I'm eating them all to find out what these final choices say about the criminals who ordered them. Starting with a meal eaten by one of the most dangerous death row inmates of all time. Whoa, we got a dozen fried shrimp. French fries. Dip it in this ketchup. No, who doesn't like French fries? And a pound of strawberries.
Those people that are crazy.
These are sweet and fresh. Inside this bucket is something that scared the prison guards. Fried chicken. Prisons avoid serving meat on the bone because it can be sharpened into a weapon. Sure is tasty. Imagine this being a weapon. But there's something else. It's from KFC. That's because before prison, the inmate, John Wayne Gacy, actually managed 3 KFC restaurants, which means the last meal he ever ate came from his old job. Weird. But not every inmate is this lucky. In Japan, prisoners don't know when they'll be executed, so their final meal is often decided by chance. This is what a typical Japanese prison meal looks like. Rice, miso soup, grilled fish, and pickled vegetables. Gotta have chopsticks. Let's try this fish. Try with some rice and pickled vegetables. When you combine all 3 of them, it actually tastes pretty good together. Gotta take a sip of miso soup, too. I've had miso soup before. This is pretty good. Now, the execution in Japan is even stranger. It happens in a room with 3 buttons. 3 officers press them at the same time, but only one opens the trap door that hangs the prisoner. That way, none of them know who caused the execution. That's crazy. There's 11 more last meals I'm going to show you, and next is one that's different, because the death row inmate...
You want to know another thing? If you have death by firing squad, one of the firing squad's bullets are actually a blank, so it makes the people that, well, the firing squad think, oh my gosh, I didn't kill that person. Or maybe you did. It's completely random. It's lucky, but it's random. So we're just gonna watch this video.
Inmate didn't just get one last meal. He
This
got
is
3.
interesting.
The first was a Wendy's Baconator burger and a milkshake. Strawberry. That's good. All right, let's check out this Wendy's Baconator. I've never eaten one of these. This is a lot of meat. All right, let's try this out.
I don't really. Actually, I think I do.
It's salty, cheesy. That's a good last meal. After he ate this meal, the prison was about to carry out the execution. But minutes before, the prison staff discovered the lethal injection drug was the wrong one. So they rescheduled his execution. On the next execution date, he ordered the same meal again. And that execution was also canceled this time because of his lawyers. But the third meal is different. Was fish and chips. This looks amazing. Around this time, Glossop's lawyer said that the main witness who testified against him had lied. Oh, wow. Crispy on the outside, soft in the inside. This is good fish and chips. I feel like I'm in England. So anyway, the case got pushed to the highest court in the United States, and the judges agreed. Now Glossop is no longer on death row. This is the best food so far. And he got 3 meals out of it. But at Ellis Prison, one inmate's last meal became a ritual instead of a redemption story. Because a death row inmate named James Edward Smith asked for a small bottle of dirt from Radhakunda, a sacred pond in India. Smith believed that if he ate it before his execution, it would help his spirit to be reborn. So here's dirt from the sacred pond in India, and this is dirt from my backyard in Los Angeles. They look pretty similar. I want to be respectful, so let's try the dirt from my backyard.
Why are you eating?
Tastes like dirt. I don't recommend that. This might be the worst tasting choice for a last meal.
Tonight, we have a 3-course meal for you, sir. To start, lobster tail with drawn butter.
Ooh, whoa. This was the last meal of a death row inmate named Ronnie Lee Gardner. Thank you. Man, that's good. And it's only the starter?
And now for the main. A New York strip steak, aged 30 days, cooked to your liking.
Oh, steak and soda? That's a weird combo. It's a nice piece of steak. You can taste that it was aged. I like my steak medium rare. Apparently, wine's not allowed in jail.
Dessert.
Apple pie and ice cream? Vanilla, my favorite.
And finally, sir, the entertainment. The movie marathon you requested.
Gardner asked to watch the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy. That's about 9 hours of movies.
Oh,
Watch out, Frodo! Schmiegel's behind you! This is one of my favorite movies. Now we have 7 meals left to try, and that's not all. We'll try a meal from the future, too, because some prisons will be implementing artificial intelligence that personalize an inmate's last meal so the prison can save money. But next is a last meal that barely passes as food.
If there's a director's cut, I think it would have gotten away better.
Immerse yourself in a thrilling naval story.
I'm making me some food real quick. So before we get back to watching this video, Sonic has made, now I don't know if this was a thing that came out way, like, all, like, from a, I don't know if this came out a long time ago or not, or what, but I'm gonna try Sonic's groovy sauce. Okay, I'm gonna get this open. I'm gonna try this with chicken fries. Not bad, that's what it looks like. Alright, chicken fries. Oh, I need to get a better taste. Not bad. It could be better.
Oh, what is this? Oh, gross. It's called skilly. Prisoners were served this almost every day in Victorian England, even on their execution day. Oh, it's like extremely watery oatmeal. Is there a fly floating in there?
we made it as realistic as possible.
Oh, I don't think that's gonna help with the flavor. The goal of the meal is to make prison feel way worse than life outside. And the bread? It's like a rock, it's so stale. Ugh, yeah, that's terrible. Worst thing so far. Ugh. While some prison meals were punishment, this next one was an act of kindness. Before his scheduled execution, a South African prisoner named Duma Kamalo was given this. A whole chicken with no bones, plus 7 rand, the official money of South Africa. The money was so he could buy more food before his execution. But Kumalo didn't spend it on himself. He used it to buy food for other inmates that were starving. Let's check out this chicken. The chicken looks normal. And tastes like chicken. Kumalo thought that this was his final meal. But before the execution happened, South Africa got rid of the death penalty, which means his last meal just became another dinner. Now, sometimes it's not just about the inmate. The people doing the execution want to eat too. Because in 18th century Germany, a prisoner named Susanna Marguerite Brandt took part in a ritual feast where the
Apparently you can go from 0 to a complete site in just a single prompt with Wix Harmony. I don't know if this is going to be possible. Where vibe coding meets drag and drop freedom. We'll see about that. All right, let me try to make up a site to sell some, like, theoretical kombucha. Make me a site about kombucha. Make it look nice and pretty.
Where the people in charge of her execution actually shared a meal with her. The meal was meant to symbolize forgiveness, and the feast kept getting bigger and bigger. Sausages, beef, wine, it got so big that most times it couldn't be finished. But this here shouldn't go to waste. Come on, everyone. So what food tastes better?
Like the lamb. Beef.
The strangest part, though, even with all this food, Susanna Brandt reportedly only drank a single cup of water. And no one knows why. Next, a meal that almost saved a man's life. We got steak and fried chicken again. They look different, but let's see if they taste better than the ones earlier. This steak is way thinner. It's chewy. Definitely not as good. But what about the fried chicken? The crust looks mushy. The KFC looked better. And the KFC tastes better. Ah, cherry Kool-Aid. My mom used to make a picture of this every week. This brings back memories. But the most interesting part of this meal is the pecan pie, because it was used as evidence in court. You see, years earlier, Rector had suffered a traumatic brain injury, and his lawyers found out he asked to save the pie for later, which they used to argue he didn't understand he was about to be executed. But the court said that wasn't enough to stop it, and the pie was never eaten. Who doesn't like pecan pie? Reminds me of the holidays. Inside my hand is one of the strangest last meals ever eaten. It's an olive with the pit inside. Victor Feger wanted it because he thought if the pit was buried with him, an olive tree would grow from his grave. But would that actually work? Well, if a pit reaches soil with water and oxygen, it could grow into a tree. But most olives people eat are cured in salt or lye, and that process usually kills the seed inside the pit, which means the olive tree Feger hoped would grow from his grave never had a chance. This is it? Just a bag of Jolly Ranchers? You'd expect a last meal like this to belong to a kid, which in a way, it did. Mitchell was 17 when the crime happened. At the time, the state he lived in still allowed the death penalty for crimes committed by people under 18. Watermelon. A few years later, the U.S. Supreme Court banned that, which means Mitchell was executed just a few years before the law changed. Well, where prisons are heading is a lot crazier, because recently the news exposed 3 ways prisons are using new technology. The first is with 6-foot-tall sentry robots that patrol jail quarters with 360-degree cameras and heat sensors. Then there's cell feeding. Proposals to use robots to deliver medicine and food right into inmate cells. And the last one is standardizing death row inmate meals. One prison has already done this to save money, switching inmates' main meals to processed meat patties, their hamburger and hot dog buns to plain white bread, and their milk cartons to powdered milk. I don't know about this one. All right, let's try the processed meat patty. Oh, that does not taste good. Ugh. It's got like no flavor.
Well, this processed food's good.
I don't even know. It doesn't even taste like real meat. All right, we got white bread. This can't be as bad. It's not good either. Again, no flavor. Really
That's
bland.
all bread.
And I don't even know what to think about this powdered milk. Ugh. Nope. The future looks terrible. Oh my gosh. Now keep in mind, we're only a couple years into AI. So in 5 to 10 years, prisons could look completely different. Hopefully they don't have to eat this food. Now finally, we have the greatest last meal request in prison history. It includes a pizza and a birthday cake. The inmate who requested it was named David Woods. He said the reason was because he never had a birthday cake before. So the prison staff baked one for him. All right. Okay, this is pretty good. I hope you learned something. Stay out of trouble, and if you want to watch another video, click here.
Alright guys, see you next time. Cause that's all for today. And yeah. Don't sell your company to Invis no matter what. Unless if you want to, I guess. Then at least just post one final video saying goodbye. And stay out of jail. Because you might not get a last meal ever. Peace. Oh, and if you do end up getting death row, choose a good last meal. Okay? Bye.